All right, folks, let's get into the daily trade recap. We just had one trade on today. Let's go to LABD. So here we are in LABD. I want to go to the chart because this is specifically why we put on this trade. We don't want UVXY. So let's just go ahead and update this to LABD. Okay, and so the reason we put this trade on, we had a low here of $12.30 on LABD, and so now after 5 straight days of the security going up, this is a bearish ETF. What we tend to see is a couple days of up, and then the general trend all the way back down. This security just gets crushed all of the time. And so you can see here, just in general, it gets crushed. And so this is why we went ahead and put this trade on, is because we want to take advantage of this natural decline here in LABD. Okay, and so 25% is generally when I'm going to add a position, right? So we have our one position on in LABD. We're in the money here. We're still 38 days out. If we get to 21.5, I'll look to adjust, right? We're small. We've only got 3 credits on for this particular trade. And so we are still right there at our break evens, actually within our break evens. We're only down $100, and so if this trade comes back to us, we'll be able to do that pretty easily. We're about 10% in the money here, but we took in such a huge credit, not risking a whole lot, so risking $1,600 to make half of this credit, so $200 or so. We did go large here in LABD today, okay, and you can see here that the spread has us down $200, but it's really not that at all. So we've got this trade on. We brought in $90 worth of credit, 10 credit spread, risking $3,100 to make $450. Okay, so after commissions, we're looking for 50% of the credit. And so we're looking at $450 before commissions, $420 after commissions. And so if you want to get a little bit more, kind of make up for those commissions, you can certainly go for a 40-cent buyback or a 35-cent buyback. So that is this particular trade. Now, we're 122 days out, so a lot of time, right? A lot of time for us to let the market move. If we do get a spike and, let's say we go to 20 here, I'll add another, and so we can go ahead and just create an alert, right? Because then we're close to an 100% gain. So 20, add a position in LABD here. Okay, so we'll just add that, and then we've got this market 30. We'll go ahead and get rid of that because that's kind of out of the realm, but we've hit this 25%, so this is exactly why we went ahead and added this particular position in. Like I said, a lot of time for this, looking to make $450. We're essentially $4 a day. Okay, hopefully we'll get this trade off a lot earlier than that, and then we can take these profits and move on in another direction. Okay, so that is the trade for today. Short and sweet. I don't know that I necessarily have anything that I'm planning on having come off. So, right now we're just kind of letting the strangles play out. We are really just kind of in the process of kind of wadding through our premium collection strategies. So if we have anything that we're looking for over the next couple of days, we'll certainly make those adjustments. But this is the trade in LABD. We've traded LABD really well this year. You can see even after this, and this I think is probably a yeah. So the spread's pretty wide here. Spread is pretty wide. View trades. Just in the middle of that. So if the last was close, though, last was 375, right? And so it's actually a lot closer. We're not really down 250 on this part of the trade. So we've traded LABD really well. We're a month and a half into the year, and we're up $1,000, a little bit more than that, probably $1,200 in this. So that's where we're at. If you have any questions, reach out to me at Ryan at Sell That Option. Otherwise, happy trade.